Good evening, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to season 2, episode 3 of the Airsoft Podcast with the Headless Chicken Squad. As ever, I am the Don, and this week I am joined by yet another amazing guest. For some of you, this will be the first time you've ever seen this young man's face, and some of you may or may not know his name, but tonight you will learn it. This evening, I am joined by one of the very popular figures in the airsoft industry. It is Callsign Anonymous, aka Jordan or JJ, depending on how close you are to him. And he joins from the pod. He's been asking to come on for a while. I've kind of held back because he's yet another Fuji ambassador. And as much as Stuart would love me to, I don't really want to make it too much of a Fuji podcast, especially with this year's podcast sponsor being DEF CON. Welcome, Anonymous, and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on.
We take this. What's that, mate?
So thank you for having me on.
No, you're welcome, mate. Obviously, I've a little bit of background on this. I've done a little bit of work with JJ in the background in terms of patches and things like that. For those of you that have seen pictures of me on Instagram, Facebook, most of my ID patches and sort of colour-coded patches that go with my stuff have all been kind of designed and put together by JJ. And yeah, come out really, really well. And quite a few of the team have adopted the ID tags. I've noticed. It's kind of we've kind of thought a trend. You've even done. I even noticed you've been doing custom sized ones. You didn't tell me you could do that.
Yeah, no, well, I can do any size you like. To be quite honest with you, well, you don't ask, you don't get, do you?
Okay, well, we'll bear that in mind. We'll come back to patches a little bit later. But
no worries.
First and foremost, this is your episode. So introduce yourself. How did you get into airsoft, and how are we ending up where we are now?
So, for all those who don't know me, obviously, I'm Jordan, aka, well, my Airsoft character is Anonymous, called Anonymous. I started about 3 years ago, when Combat South was about. I started up their Woodland site, met Russ, who got me into the sport, helped me pick up my first gun. And since then, I've loved the sport ever since. I've been playing, I used to play as a team. I now play as a solo player. I now obviously rep Fujin, which is one of my biggest accomplishments within the airsoft. Well, since my airsoft lifespan, basically. And ever since then, I've kind of spanned out to doing other different things, from airsoft to droning to patches. So I feel I play quite a big part in the community today now.
Yeah, I'll do that. I think there's quite a few people that I've interacted with, both on and off the field, that have obviously they use your services for patches, and then obviously the drone stuff, which is quite a unique, a new skill, I think, in airsoft, which obviously a lot more people are trying to utilise. And I'll come back to leading on to a question that I put to a guest last week regarding droning a little bit sort of later. So how long have you been playing now?
About 3 years.
About 3 years. Okay, cool. And how would you describe yourself as a player? What are you, a sniper, runner, gunner?
I can't, to be honest, I don't actually know what I am. When I'm playing with a team, I'm more of a support class. I carry ammunition for the team. I play kind of a recon class for the team, i.e. with the drone when the subject comes to it. But as a solo player, I play more of an infiltration class. I like to get behind enemy lines and disrupt things. Very much like the hacker group where my airsoft character is based around. Mischief and confusion as best I can. To the point where the enemy team think I'm on their team, but I'm actually not.
Okay, cool. Well, I like a bit of sneakiness, especially flanking and get behind enemy lines. It's always good on a decent skirmish day. What sort of, because obviously Airsoft got loads of different facets to it and different things. What is your favourite type of sort of game? Are you more of a bat sim, mil sim, just skirmish day?
I quite like a professional pushback game. You know, one set to get killed, move to pull back to the next set. Like a bit of like a rush game. I love that. I'm quite happy with that. If I had to pick my most hated game mode, it'd probably be zombies. Can't stand it. I find myself camping in one spot quite a lot.
Yeah. The old infected games, they're not very conducive to that. We had a game of them on Sunday, and I just camped in a roadie bush for about 40 minutes.
Especially when you're the last person, you know for a fact every cunt's out looking for you, and you're shitting yourself. You're like, fuck.
I don't know about the shitting myself. Just sat there. The problem is with one. If you kill one, the thing is, once you've engaged with one person, they all know where you are anyway. So it's one of them. So you So from what you're saying there, you love like your traditional walk-on skirmish day rather than doing like bats-in, that sort of stuff. Okay, cool. We're man out of my own heart then. Although I have kind of started to appreciate.
In all fairness, though, Simon, I haven't actually played a battle sim. I'd like to. It's just not been my cup of tea. You know what I mean? I don't really play that much to warrant playing a battle sim. I'd like to. I just haven't had the time, to be honest.
Yeah, I need to drag you up to tap for the Rumble and Jungle then. I was really apprehensive about going to one, but it was like, imagine a skirmish day just smashed into 6 hours. That was it. No breaks going back. But there was loads of different, it's like, rather than different objectives, like new game modes dropping in different game areas. So, you know, my general thought was it was all going to be dead larky, and then everybody would just be like sat around like comparing mags and GGBRs and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, no thanks. But it wasn't. It was just Smash Central. It was good. It was very, very, very good.
So, seeing some of the content from Rumble and Jungle, it looked like a really fun event. Really good. I'm glad I didn't go.
Yeah, it was just like a grown-up skirmish day. That's the best way I could explain it. It was like an Airsoft event, not a Milsim event, if that makes sense. So, also, I'm a bit intrigued. How the hell did you go from JJ to Callsign Anonymous? Talk me through the thought process of kind of, because my full time is the shittest story ever. I'm basically named after a shit fruit juice. Like, how do you arrive at like Callsign Anonymous? How did you go from there to there?
I originally, when I first started, my call sign was Silent Nemesis, based after my gamer tag on Xbox. Then I decided to change it based on my favourite hacker group, which is Anonymous. My whole life is based around the group. I love their ideology. I like what they stand for. And then I thought, no one's got the name called Anonymous. So I thought, well, I'll base my character around that because I feel that's more me. You know, I enjoy representing them. Anyone can be anonymous. Anyone can represent them. The JJ comes from friends. Obviously, my name's Jordan, but all my friends know me as JJ on the field. It's just one of those things. Either people don't know me call me anonymous, or you get my close friends call me JJ on the field. You'll hear it quite a lot at Red Alert all the time.
So on that then, obviously you've already just alluded to my next question. So you currently played at Red Alert. Where else will we see you sort of on your regular game day? Where's your normal hunting grounds?
So my normal woodland site is Red Alert. I love it. I can't fault the place. It's very, for the people that haven't been there, it's like a smaller version of 01F, the Ground Zero, like a very smaller scale. Cars, buildings, trenches, you name it, they've got it. I can't possibly think of a fault with the site. They're constantly upgrading. They're constantly listening to the players. That's what I like about it. CQB wise, I'm not really a CQB player. However, I do play at Zmark in Newbury, I believe it is, the old Debenhams. Lovely bunch there. I mainly play there to build my confidence up entering rooms. Because if you knew me back in the day, I would dare not enter a room on my own. I used to shit myself and stand there, wait for someone else to go in before I used to go in there. But now I feel confident enough to enter rooms completely on my own. I don't pay for courses on how to enter rooms and gun discipline and all that malarkey. I like to just teach myself. Watching YouTube, there's a channel on there, and I've been learning how to, the gun disciplines and the movements when clearing certain rooms with different doors, different angles, and I've learned since then to the point where I had some guy come up to me at Zmark. He's like, are you ex-military? I'm like, no, why would you say that? But the way you move around the sites, the way you go, I went, mate, I literally just watch YouTube. I'll just incorporate what I've seen on there to how I play. That's it. Bloody hell. I went, well, I'm nothing amazing, mate. Don't claim to be.
I think the key thing about, you say obviously not done courses, there's a big, I know it's a big discussion because I'm not even sure, but I always like reading between the lines when some of the coursed operators pop up, and there's always the discussion that, modes of entry in Airsoft are completely different than a military style mode of entry. You don't want to be getting involved in a 50-50 in Airsoft. If you can shoot from outside the threshold into it, then go for it, So,
I'll tell you. We had a situation where he's at Ironside Airsoft, and basically the other team was a team who have paid to go on a course, Then you had us, should we say, rookies, shall we say. And we absolutely rinsed them to the point where they couldn't enter the room, they couldn't cut out of the room. So I'm thinking, what's the point of paying for a course? Do you know what I mean? That's just my opinion on it. People want to pay for a course, and cool. That's what they like. That's what they want to do. I don't hold any opinion on it. I feel you can learn a lot just by watching videos, personally.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing about YouTube. It's such a strong educational sources, even from putting up shelves or if you've worked with a new material, not the first thing everybody does is just YouTube it. So, it's the best way to pick up on stuff than paying for stuff. I think you can get whole university degree courses free of charge on YouTube now. So, there's nothing wrong with picking up a bit of a tutorial and stuff like that online. In terms of where you're at in terms of sort of airsoft, then obviously you've taken on patches as your kind of that's how I first interacted with you anyway. Talk me through how you went from being a player into I'm going to do patches and stuff like that. And I will point out they're not just bog standard patches, like bespoke, personalised, one-off stuff.
That was all covered. Yeah. So basically, when I first started, I was looking at patches and how I'll go about getting them, and I came across this business online. I said to them, look, I only want one patch. Basically, I had a team called Bowel Tactical, but I just wanted a picture of a wall for myself. And like, yeah, you have a minimum order. I'm thinking, what? I only want one. What's the point? Oh, it's a minimum of £150. And I went, that's crazy. Then I said to myself, so how can I make it affordable for the players? If someone wants one Mickey Mouse patch, they can have one fucking Mickey Mouse patch. So with help from someone very close to me, we acquired a embroidery machine, and since then I've been making patches for the airsoft community since then. I'm a very strong believer in non-minimal orders. I don't see the point in it. That's the thing is I get people asking me, do you do PVC patches? And I'm thinking, well, if I do PVC patches, then we'll have to charge minimum orders. Then I will say you have to spend at least this amount of money. It's not worth it. That's not what I'm about. If you want one tiny patch, you can have one tiny patch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, what's the forget tiny patches? I'm all about these RD panels. What's the maximum size sort of patch that you can get? Is it kind of registered or?
The hoop size I've got is the maximum of 200mm by 200mm. And it depends on my Velcro space. So basically, my Velcro I use is 100mm high by however wide. It's on a massive roll.
Uh-huh.
It depends. I can't base it. Let's say, for example, those big biker patches you see bikers wearing. I could do that, but I can't do it with Velcro because I haven't got Velcro big enough. And the Velcro to do that is bloody expensive. And that's when I have to start charging more, which isn't me.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, though, Simon, people only want a patch that's 100mm or less, in theory, which is what the admin panels are. Yeah,
definitely. Well, the difference, especially if our lads get in touch and start making personalised one, there was Devo. I was like, I missed the thing on this one. I have actually got an order for you. I've just had a new back panel for my Shinto delivered, so I need a custom RD panel to do it for it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll come back to patches in a little bit later. Right, so you mentioned that getting your Fusion Ambassador status is one of the sort of standout moments in sort of airsoft for you. Talk me through, if it's made a change, what have you enjoyed about, obviously, your ambassador? Can you come up to, is it 6 months now, nearly? If I don't...
Roughly.
Yeah. So you come up to sort of 6 months of it, give or take a few weeks. How you find it? Has it made a change? Do people say, hi, JJ, or whatever? Talk me through.
Without licking Fusion's arse major just because I'm an ambassador, I'll be strictly honest. When I first started, I had a few sponsors who sponsored me. It was all about me promoting them, but I got nothing out of it. I got no thank you out of it. Then I met Stuart, who owns Fujin, and I liked the way his ambassador program worked. He was very fair in basically helping the player to grow within the community, but at the same time, then providing him content. Met Oh, wait, so I messaged Fujin one day. I said, look, Fujin, how do I go about becoming a sponsored member? And he's like, oh, he then told me, and obviously I then waited for the right moment because I wasn't big enough in the community. I didn't really bring enough to the table. Personally, I felt to basically be awarded that kind of responsibility of being an ambassador. Then I met Dan, who is my personal photographer. I do a lot of content with Dan. Hats off to him. I feel he's one of the biggest photographers there in the community. There's some other amazing photographers, but my hats off to Dan. He's done a lot for me. As people probably see on my Instagram, I've done some recent shoots, and they're just exceptional. I then spoke to Dan. I said, Dan, how would you feel, if me and you did content for Fusion? If I asked him, and he's like, yeah, fantastic. We're all for it. So I then approached Stuart. I said, look, Stuart, I'm in a position where I feel I could bring a lot to the table, not just as an individual myself. However, I've got a photographer who's willing to take pictures of your products, etc., whenever you like, and we'll provide you that. And that's when I got invited on board. It started off with Fusion supplying the new Shinto armor. We've done a photo shoot for that, and then we've progressed since then.
Mm-hmm.
It is amazing. I used to wear a Viper vest. Loved it, absolutely adored it. Then I got introduced to the Shinto, and that's all I wear now. I don't wear anything else.
Yeah, they are decent bits of chest. Just very solid. I think for me, it's just comfort, and I think the fact that you're backing somebody who has put his heart and soul into it as well is always decent as well. Yeah, fair play. We won't spend too much time with the ambassador thing, because obviously the podcast is powered and supported by Defcon Airsoft for all your airsoft needs. So yeah, how having that background and support now, how do you see your airsoft journey sort of developing? What's your sort of hopes and aims over the next sort of, I don't know,
Ever
6,
since I
12
started,
months or so?
I've been watching these big names grow. You got Femme Fatale, you got names Nico, Mustang, some very popular names out there. And I thought, that's something I really inspired to be quite a well-known name within the airsoft community.
Mm-hmm.
Not for the big-headed reasons, but more of an influencer, I'd say, if that's the correct word to put it. And ever since then, that's what I've inspired to be. I mean, it's nice that I go to certain sites, and it's nice. You get the random stranger go, you're Callsign Anonymous, and I don't know how to react. I'm like, yeah, I am. He's like, I love your content. I love you. It's amazing. I thought, I'm just blown away how far my content's got out there to the point people now come up to me just to introduce themselves, just to come and talk to me. It's nice. I like that. It's nice meeting new people.
Yeah, it is. And I think that's a good thing about the community. Every time you go to somewhere, and you always bump into people who have seen stuff. And obviously the way that social media is now, obviously it's difficult to sort of grow, obviously with the restrictions and stuff. It is nice that when you do go and people do see you and things like that. I mean, we as a team get out and about. We go wherever possible, and it's always nice, if somebody 200 mile away and go, I love watching your stuff and I love doing that. And you're a lot nicer than you come across. I'm like, nice. I'm the nicest guy you'll ever meet. It's always pretty cool to kind of get that acknowledgement, especially when you get the cold days and you get a flag off Instagram saying you breached this guideline. It's like, yeah, whatever, thanks.
Yeah.
It is always good for that. So one of the key things that I know you wanted to touch on was sort of mental health, and it's something that, again, before we go into this, I've always been quite guarded when talking about mental health on the podcast. And I'm quite happy, and I'll talk about my own all day long, where I won't get drawn onto anybody else's. But how do you think airsoft? Well, first of all, do you think it helps with mental health? How does that sort of impact? Does it impact positively with you, or is it on the opposite side?
As myself, because I don't know how it affects other people, I feel it's a massive help for me. I like to keep my mind sanely busy. I don't go to airsoft to win. I don't go to airsoft to lose. I literally just go there to take my mind off stuff. It's an escape, shall we say? As soon as I put that anonymous mask on, I'm not me. I'm not Jay. I'm not Jordan. I'm I'm anonymous. I talk about it like it's a character, and in a way it is. You know, as soon as you put a mask on, you can be whoever you want to be. You know, you're not yourself. You hide behind a mask, basically. That's
Yeah. And is that yeah. I mean, another £10 fine inbound here, by the way. Airsoft for me is the perfect escapism, or it has the chance to be if you allow it to be. You could be as immersed in it as you want and different things. And obviously going back to what you were saying about you don't play to win or lose. Again, that's a good thing about sort of like a standard walk on day is you get out as long as for me, as long as you're actively playing the games that are set out. Again, people take from it what they want. And me personally, I'm probably the most ultra competitive person I've ever meet. I'm always wanting to win, and I'm always the loudest and trying to push and stuff like that. But at the same time, you know, I am very conscious that we have a duty of care of everybody else that's on sides at the day. So although I might be shouting and rushing and stuff like that, if you get me to sit down, I'll say hi and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, compare notes. But yeah, I mean, my mental health, I think, it just gives me that break. So obviously my last game day was literally Sunday just gone, and loads of stuff going on. We work, we keep you busy, everything facts and figures, everything's sitting around in your head. As soon as you literally drive onto the game arena, you meet that first person that you see from a familiar face, or a familiar side owner, bang, that's it. 9 times out of 10, you can't get any signal at these places because they're in the arse end of nowhere. And that's it then. That's me done. 10 hours of messing about with toys that basically don't do anything near what the real things do, but we all like to run around and play that they do, and I get to think strategically about what it is that I'm doing, and then basically I get to wear silly clothes with it as well. So it always comes out kind of quite nice and stuff like that with it as well. And obviously, as we discussed on last week's show, you know, try and look good at the same time, but fairly miserably. So I mean, it's always kind of works in just nicely from there. I think one key thing I have noticed from doing this podcast is I've got a newfound appreciation of how different people want different things from airsoft. And also at the same time of that, understanding that even though my opinion on it might be different, like for example, you don't play to win or lose, I do. But I probably for the first time in I kind of see it and I accept it. It doesn't mean that you're right and I'm wrong. It's just you paid your 35 quid and you're getting what you want out of it, if that makes sense. So
yeah, totally.
it kind of works in sort of hand in hand and people get what they want from it. But then also at the same time, at the weekend, the first time I saw somebody who clearly wasn't enjoying the day, if that makes sense. And it wasn't because we were being hyper aggressive and just wiping the day. They were actually on our team, and there was somebody just clearly not getting what they wanted out of it and stuff like that. And it's just being aware that that's going on and just being around for them, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
you can always tell when somebody's not the way they want to be and what's going on, and whatever that may or may not be. But again, it's just a chance to kind of go the brotherhood or sisterhood, for Mills. Having one lady in the team always causes a problem. I've got purple background for you today, Mills, by the way, because you didn't get your purple smoke that you wanted for your photo shoot. So, yeah, you just get what you want out of it and different things from there, really. So, moving on then, away from that, what do you want to see change about Airsoft for the better? So, obviously, you've now got a platform. You now want to sort of move forward with it. You've got what you want. You've got the backing of a Stuart Fusion and stuff like that. What positive changes do you want to see?
The problem in Airsoft today that I've noticed, it always seems to be there's always someone there who wants to try to be better than the other people. You know, whether that be with their content, with their team, with whatever. We're playing Airsoft. Who cares? Let's just, let's all help each other. Let's all help every single business. I'm all for helping people that want to be helped. There's a particular site I won't mention who when they have their events they always invite the same old Airsoft stalls and obviously single out the ones that want to get involved. because they've already got that one stall that was already there. Do you know what I mean? Everyone thinks about themselves and not about helping each other. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, this goes back to, again, me and John spoke about this last week. Where do you draw the line? Because at some point, it goes from being a hobby into a business, and then once you go from being a hobby, you then start applying the laws of business, which then you go into the realms of conflicts of interest, and then you need a return on your investments and all those different things, and that's where the divide needs to come, and where is that line, and where do you draw it? And there's a lot of people, and this is where I think you fall into at the minute. You're kind of being like a hobbyist side of things with both the drone and the thing, but you're trying to apply, and because you're a hobbyist, you're not applying the business side of it. Whereas that's where it comes. If you've been a hobbyist, you can't apply the business side of it. But then you've also got to understand where, if people are applying the business side of it, why they're doing that. They're either putting a bigger, larger investments in, then that's their livelihood and different things like that. And that's the downside to it. But this is where I think people need to understand that in airsoft, like all this gear that we all wear and all this sort of stuff has to come from somewhere. Somebody's making money. Nobody's just doing it for, I'll say nobody's doing it for shits and giggles. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think.
If you're doing a little bit of hobbyist and different things like that, your time, your effort, and your money has to be paid for. A lot of the goods and wares, when you're going into big things, have got to be shipped from the other side of the world. Like people always say, "Oh, be made in the UK." Doing that, I can promise you, the source of origin will have been the Far East or somewhere close. And shipping isn't cheap. That's what I do for a living, day in, day out. I literally move stuff all around the world. And obviously, look at the logistics, the manufacturing of it. It's just not cheap, and it's not an easy thing to do. Just to even get something landed in the UK costs a fortune.
I'm a massive believer in supporting small businesses. Massive believer. These big companies out there, they've got the money, they've made it to where they are today, and then you get the smaller businesses who get forgotten about. Hence going back to it, my time with Fujin. He's a small business, and I thought, you know what, let's give you a chance. Let's help you get where, look at where I want to be. I want to get to point A. I'm getting there, and do you know what? Let me help you get to point A. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, the collaboration aspect of it is massive, especially in the area and stuff that people want to work in. I agree. The collaboration side of airsoft, I think, is great because again, we have team aspects and things like that as well, and people get really angsty about obviously being part of teams. I'll turn up and play with anybody. I always wear my headless chickens stuff as a badge, but we'll turn up and play alongside or with anybody. I don't understand why anybody needs to go and start digging anybody out or getting involved. But then the collaboration nature of it, if we all collaborate and stop having this big toxic divide down the middle, that's the only way that airsoft will grow. Because from the outside looking in, that's all people pick up on. It's like the odd social media, and all they find is, oh, it's toxic this, it's toxic that, he's that, why is he doing that, why is he being aggressive for that? At the end of the day, if we can get down to a point where there's a standardization of what is right, but the problem with airsoft is because it's so many different things, you're always going to have the LARPy people that don't agree with the speed softy people. You're always going to have the rule aspect of people who are going, I don't want to win, lose, and draw. I don't want to do this. You're going to have the Milsims always kicking off at the skirmishes. You're going to have the people that only want to wear multi-camo, all the people wearing ghillies and all that sort of stuff. And it's that you get out of it what you want, but it's the same as, for me, it's the same as cricket. You've got test match cricket, one-day cricket, you've got T20s, you've got T10s, and you've got club cricket. It's different, but the standardisation of the appreciation of the sport that we love is completely different. But you don't see everybody who loves test match cricket kicking off against the people that love T20s. It's just, they have a common appreciation. There's just no toxicity with it.
People seem to forget that people's escape from their mental health is airsoft. So their negative comments towards that person is having a bigger impact on them. And I don't think they're realising that. If you've got a bad opinion, keep it yourself. You know what I mean? Listen, constructive criticism, by all means, share it. People don't want to hear bad feedback. You're putting people's day down. If the people will welcome bad feedback, then that's down to them. But 9 times out of 10, people I don't know. It's one of those things that I don't think you'll ever stamp out the hatred towards one another within the airsoft community. It's not like the Fast and Furious. We're not, the whole big family. It's not. It's either we're the biggest, and that's it, basically. We do what we want to do. Unfortunately, that's the way it is.
Yeah, you'll get that in any walk of life. But as I said to John last week, from the outside, when I first started doing all of this, I used to think that the toxicity of it was much bigger. But when you actually, because all you see is that the headlines of the toxic stuff, but the more you delve into the heart of the community, yes, you'll probably have like 0.1% making all this noise over here, but the actual noise and the actual sanctum of the industry, there isn't as much toxicity as there is, really. And I think if we can cut through the knife, and anybody who is thinking about getting involved in airsoft or has only just started and gets upset by it all, carve through it, because it's all, most of the time, it's just noise, and it's the sound. The sound bites. There's a little bit of rage bait floating around, and I know like certain characters play for that, but unfortunately, that's the way of the world. We all like the 6 minute, the 6 second TikTok kind of short, fast, furious, attention grabbing stuff. When you actually listen to the noise and the inner sanctum of what has been said, a lot of it actually makes a lot of sense. And unfortunately, because people do like sharing opinions, and a lot of sites do like listening to people who moan and different stuff like that, we end up with these discussions of different things.
I think my biggest resolution to this whole toxicity was just becoming a lone player in airsoft. It really has helped a lot. I can do what I want now. I don't have to listen to any of the bickering dramas. I'll play with my close friends. I met my partner through airsoft, so I play with her playing airsoft. I used to play with my old man. He's now left airsoft due to health reasons. So I've got people very close to me. I just don't need the dramas of being part of a team or the angst of being part of a team. I'm quite happy how my life is as a solo player. I say a solo player, like I'm not a team player. I am a team player. I just like to not have the what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, having the commitment of being part of a team. Having to meet up at a site miles away because that team's going there. Do you know what I mean? I like to just go where I want to go in my own time.
Yeah. It's difficult. As being one of the founding and organising members of the team, it is really, really difficult, because you do, unfortunately, to be a team, you need a certain level of structure. Otherwise, you're just a bunch of individuals. But at the same time, you don't need to be uniform, as in you must use this gun, you must wear this multicam, you must wear this, you must wear that, you must wear this. Oh, and by the way, we're only going this weekend, and you can't play airsoft unless you come to this side. It doesn't work when you've got like 48 team members and everybody's got different play styles. Some people prefer to do this. Some people don't like urban CQB. Some people only like woodland. I think not this weekend, the weekend before, we got sub teams on 4 different sides. Like, you just go and enjoy yourself and just represent the team with a smile on your face. Play in a positive fashion. Go and win the game if you can. Obviously within the rules and play, because again, we don't take ourselves too seriously, and again, we're not running around putting people down. The only time we'll ever fire up on social media to anybody is if they start giving us grief, and then we'll sit around and go, look, we ain't shying away from any battle. If you say to us, look, we want to play against you, the capacity part of us is like, yeah, game on, we'll play.
People in a team, not bothered. For those who are in a team and are making it well, then my hat's off to you. I really do praise you. It's like I've gone through a few issues on social media, and I've had the backing of so many people. I've had DMR Dave messaged me a lot, showing his support, which is really nice. Wendigo is always showing support, and obviously my close friends, and obviously Fusion yourself. So there is a backing there. You know what I mean? And that's how I'm quite happy with my small circle.
I think that's the thing within a team. A team doesn't have to be just turn up on the field, kicking off. Like the reason we started the Hellish Chicken Squad was we wanted more people pushing. But as you listened to John last week, we are a family. Like, literally, we have people that go through troubles. We've had troubled individuals, which obviously not a great situation, but we're there to help people. That's the thing. The WhatsApp group is a light at the minute. So people just talking about, obviously, they're all jumping on Call of Duty, doing different things like that. So it's stuff during the week, and there's people there for each other. I've had people message me regarding marital issues, all that sort of stuff. Not that I'm anybody to talk about it, but it's just having somebody there to talk to and listen to.
Totally.
But then even on the sub team, like the Fujian sponsored team, as that grows, that's a community. Like everybody has issues in there. People need to drift in and out. Work comes first. Work doesn't. But at the same time, I'll tell you now, if anybody has an issue, I'll be there to help. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things and that's got absolutely nothing to do with what gun you're running, what game state. You've got, at the end of the day, we've all got one common interest, and that is the success of Airsoft as a whole within the community that we've got. And that's the way that we look at our team, is that's the first and foremost element of it. Yes, it's nice when we all get together and there's 10, 15, 20 hours on one game day, because it's fancy. Do you know what I mean? We all run together and it's such an imposing size. And sometimes we get our asses handed to us and we lose and we all look like a bunch of fools. That's all part and parcel of the sport. But at the same time, it's very rare. It's very rare it happens. But then also, it's very rare that we leave a bad taste on site. That we really enjoy adding a positive aspect to it. The amount of having we're a big team. I'm 6 foot. Most of our team are big, other than Pete Fielding, who is like a hobbit, and then Adam, who's also a hobbit, and then also Paul, that's recently joined the hobbit as well. When on site, we can come across really imposing, and they walk over and we're like, "Hi, how are you getting on?" Blah blah blah. I was like, "Oh," and then everybody wants to be around us in the safe zone, if that makes sense, because we're always having a big buzz and stuff like that. And, always letting people borrow kits and all that sort of stuff. And that's the main thing, because I remember when you go to your first game day, you're looking around at all these people, and you're either a rental or you're borrowing a mate's gun, and your boots don't quite fit, or you've closed into somebody's multicam that they don't wear anymore because that's all anybody thought that you had to wear when you start. And you look around, and everybody's got helmets on and all using HPA and all that stuff. It's really, really intimidating. So we've always said that we will be the person, if you see somebody in a safe zone that looks like they're new or they look a bit intimidating, we will literally just go over and go, "Hi, how are you getting on?" or whatever. Or that moment where you wait for the game to start. It's like, "How are you getting on? You nervous about this?" or "What? How are you finding it?" That sort of stuff. Like, if you're struggling, come and run with us. Like, we'll get you through it or whatever. We'll talk you through it. And for me, I get more out of that than I do being given a time objective and we smash it in sub 3 minutes. I get way more out of helping rentals or newbies or young kids and things to start. That to me is where it's like, if I can leave a positive impression on somebody's day, I've done my job. Forget the arguments about headshots or whether that should be right or whether that should be right. If I can have one positive impact on one person's day on that game day, that's the stuff. But all anybody wants to know about is, do you support kicking Mustang or do you not? Blah blah blah. And
That's old.
I support Airsoft. I support Airsoft, dude. That's the future, and that's the game that we play at it.
Meanwhile, in wars across the road, the enemy is saying, "No headshots, please." Come on, really?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. No, it's ridiculous. Trust me, there aren't many skilled players out there that know whether they're shooting somebody in the face or not. The main thing that trying to get out of Airsoft moving forward is, again, just making it a appealing place to be. And it's, whether some people how people communicate that information, all people look for is the negative in it, and you can do it in a nice way. But apparently, because most people are in their 30s and quite direct in the way they say it, what they're saying is wrong, but it's not. It's just the way they're saying it. I think what I want to try and see moving forward is just more and more of positivity. And I'm quite lucky. I'm involved in 2 very strong communities. I've got Airsoft Chicken Squad. I'll put up against a community in Airsoft. The Fujian players, that community itself is great. It's good from that point of view. Right, moving on. Before we start talking about more stuff from toxicity and stuff, talk to me about drones. So drone footage. Where's your little passion for this come from? What's your thought process? Where you want to go with it? What your top tip?
I basically, I was on TikTok one day and I saw an airsofter. I can't remember for the life of me what his name is, but he plays at battle stations. They wear the samurai outfits. I think it's two brothers or two friends wearing samurai costumes, and
Right, okay.
they have a drone where they use to drop BBs and stuff on people. I thought, oh, that's so cool. That is awesome. And then one Christmas, I received a drone completely out of the blue. I didn't even ask for a drone. I got a drone. And I thought, this is going to be my new venture now. So I basically decided I incorporated what they were doing and doing a drop drone. I found out, since doing all the lessons and the exams, it can be quite a dangerous activity to do, dropping something from a height, even if it's controlled. So I no longer play that game anymore. I mainly do it for air reconnaissance, but mainly I do it for capturing gameplay footage. So I started off doing that. I basically took the exam, which I don't have to do, as I've got a 250-gram drone. I have the Mini 3 Pro currently. Again, people are like, yeah, you need insurance. No, you don't. You don't need insurance. You don't need public liability. You get some sites who refuse to use the drone on site because you haven't got insurance. Unfortunately, you don't need insurance for this particular drone. So, to the point, one day I thought, you know what, I'm just going to pay for the insurance. It shuts them up so I can use my drone. So, I've now paid up for that. So, I've now got public liability to fly wherever I like. I mainly do my drone footage at Red Alert. That's where it started. It's nice to have a site supporting drone usage, and like I said, you get some sites who are very anti-drones, who will enforce players can shoot at the drone rule. I'm thinking, right, that's against the law. I think the problem is people have such a childish mind that they see a drone and think instantly they can shoot it. We're trusting adults now with toy guns, which are classed as firearms, shooting a drone, which is classed as an aircraft. Do you see what I mean? People would. You know what I mean? If you can't be trusted with a gun, you shouldn't be.
It just comes back to part of the stupidity that operates within the sport. It is one of those things where common sense needs to prevail. But then going back to, you need insurance, you need that. It's like insurance is such a big thing that people hide behind in airsoft. And part of my former life was working in the insurance industry, and I've still got a lot of friends that are both underwriters that operate within the industry from insurance, and half the stuff that sites will then say, we've got to do this because of insurance. The insurance have got absolutely zero interest as to whether or not that does or not happen. For example, they don't care if you throw a cardboard grenade overarm or underarm. They couldn't give two hoots. At the end of the day, as long as that pyrotechnic is thrown by somebody over the age of 18, and it is within the laws of what have been permitted, they don't give a shit, because how the hell are you supposed to prove whether or not it's thrown over our underarm or not? So these silly, stupid rules that get put out there are things that can never be policed, and all they do is they should cause argument. Same as they'll say, we're changing this to HPA for insurance reasons. An insurance company would never in a million years ask, oh, your HPA's got to be down because of the dual creep and stuff like that. As long as it's legal within the ballistics element of what is legal and what isn't for that class of firearm,
Yeah.
they don't give two hoots. So if you're then using a non-commercial drone that's under the 250 grams that doesn't need insurance, then you don't need it because their insurance wouldn't stipulate it. It's absolute nonsense. And this goes back to, again, part of what we obviously have discussed on the podcast before, is that's part of the idiocy of airsoft that needs to get rid of. Like, that's what drives people insane. We all turn up to play and then start adding these crazy, silly little situations in. But then they want you to have insurance, but they're quite happy for somebody to stand and shoot at it. That for me, for me, if it was used, this is the way I would look at it. If you use it in milsim and you were using it as a tactical decoy to gain an advantage, for me, it should be allowed to be shot at, because that's you're in as a player. If you yourself, let me finish, because you made that choice to use it as a tactical advantage within the gameplay. If you're using it as reconnaissance, as a media person, like, for example, that's like saying Dan Airsoft is on site as a photographer and you're going to allow him to shoot his camera. It would never be allowed. because he's not there to actually gain a tactical advantage in the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's there to provide services in the sport. If you're doing Milsim and you've decided you want to pop it up, for me, that's the risk you take. It's like saying my airsoft gun costs X amount of pounds. If I'm going to pop it round the corner, you're not allowed to shoot my scope out or anything like that. That's for me, that's part and parcel of it. Like, I've got people that wear thermal scopes that don't have protection on them, and they would cry if somebody shot it in it. It's something you can never police and something that you can't manage. That's the way I would look at it. But if you're there to help the site, to recon and do photography, and some knobhead is shooting at your drone because they've got nothing better to do and they want to be a child, you're well within your rights to kick off and start meddling and doing that sort of stuff.
See, my way around it, I'm very anti-shooting drones. However, if I'm using my drone for a tactical advantage, I will always offer the drone to be used on the other team as well. So I will take myself out of the game as the red player. I'll put myself in a high-vis jacket. Then I'll offer reconnaissance for the other team, but I'm flying it. That's how I get around it. But you know, the law state. See, it's just an endless thing with it. It's like I was on a community the other day, and someone was like, "Yeah, you know, let's shoot drones." And when you try and educate people on the law, and that is a prison sentence, and it's also a fine, or even worse, both, they're like, "Oh, fuck it, let's shoot it anyway."
It's criminal damage, isn't it?
How petty do people need to be? Do you know what I mean? When you're trying to politely educate people to avoid them getting in trouble, and to the point where I think, "Oh, fuck it, you'll get in trouble. You're on camera doing it, so I'll quite happily prosecute you." It's quite happy. I always play fair and play on both teams.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. It is difficult on a skirmish day. I think it's different if you're actually doing it for a whole team thing, and it's just I don't know. I think there's a bit of a grey area on it for me. I think if you're like, I don't know, you're turning up at Milsom West, or I don't know, what's the big one, like a Sterling Milsom event here. If you turn up with that and you are using it to go and recon a building over there or whatever, and they spot it and they shoot it out, I think that's all. I think for me that's fair game because they're stopping you getting that advantage. And you can argue the criminal damage point of view, but again, it comes back to blowing stuff up, shooting people, breaking glasses, breaking helmets, breaking that sort of shit. It's a risk. It's a foreseeable risk that can be taken in the airfield. If you're doing it on a walk-on skirmish day to add a little bit of mystique to the game or to the day, or add some footage or gameplay footage, completely different situation, and somebody starts shooting it, then they're an absolute moron. And then especially if you turn around and gone, "This is not an in-game tool, do not shoot my drone," and somebody shot it, it wouldn't be a police thing. Well, the only police would be in the back of a van being wheeled off because I've just haymakered somebody. That for me, that's a two completely different in context situation of it's not part of the game, it's here to provide a viewpoint.
Yeah.
Then obviously if I'm in a Milsim and I'm trying to scout out a building and somebody shoots it down, different, completely different. I know the risk when I put it into the game. If it gets shot, tough. Personally, I wouldn't do it, but if it gets shot, it gets shot. So they're the rules of the engagement. Again, context in every situation, whether it be flying drones, whether it be throwing pyro, whether it be headshots, whether it be somebody breaking the rules, or which energy source is better, or whatever, all comes down to context of the situation for me. So, what are you doing with the photography part of it? Are you having much of an uptake with it? Is it something that, is it more of an individual thing, or are you finding sites picking up on it, or
What videography wise?
Yeah.
To be honest, Simon, I don't play as much airsoft. I get more passion out of videographing a drone, filming gameplay.
Yeah.
It's something that isn't really offered to the players. Photos are always offered, but not videos, or in a way, should we politely say. 9 times out of 10, to be honest, I brought the drone originally to follow Dan around the site. Because I used to be following around with my video camera on my phone with a high vis and getting lit up like a Christmas tree. So I then brought the drone to fly with Dan and just follow him around, filming him. And then it expanded from filming Dan to now filming airsoft players. To the point where I'm getting people message me, offering me a donation for me to follow them around, to film their team for the day. which I'm quite happy to do. I've got no issue with that at all. It's like you guys invite me to the stand. Quite happy to do that. To be honest, yeah, it takes a lot of time to do videography.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot about drones since day one, and my knowledge is completely expanding. I'm finding other people are now acquiring drones for their own personal uses. That's up to them, but hey ho, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've not flown one, but I have been given footage, like a site footage, to edit into like gameplay tutorial.
Mhm.
If you saw the stuff I did for Red Duck,
Yeah.
and kind of explaining game footage, that one thing I always look at Airsoft is such a great visual experience that if you've got a drone that can offer a different viewpoint and can be very descriptive, like one of my biggest arguments with Airsoft sites is they moan that play numbers are down, but then you check them out on social media, they've done nothing. The logo they've got floated around on their website that doesn't work or doesn't take on site online bookings is dog shit. And then you turn up there and they've got like 8 players, and then they're like, yeah, sorry, this is why you're not doing it, because you're not doing the fundamentals. The games have changed. Whether you're selling patches, whether you're selling rigs, whether you're game day stuff, from the logo you put out to the games you do with the rules that you put out, to your general marketing has to be right. And I think the drones are a very, very strong tool within the airsoft industry. And if people are scared of using them, what's really strange is I've been to the last 3 events I've been to, a drone has been on site to either capture footage or to just purely do the whole Gucci kind of flying in front of around players and all that sort of stuff. Because I actually think it would look pretty sick to do, especially if you're doing like glitchy videos and stuff, to do POV stuff mixed in with the drone stuff. I just think it's just a great way to add marketing to it. It's a great tool. But again, what frustrates me is, and it comes down to sort of silence, they moan about there are great rewards if you can get 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 players to your site on a regular basis. Now, the problem is there are so many good airsoft sites out there at the moment, and the ones that are doing well, the ones that are well attended, get their marketing right, their online perception is good, their rules are good, their player base isn't full of mongs, they're playing the game in the right way, and then basically they've got the marketing down. And that's the thing. You get all these ones that are constantly moaning, saying the sport is broken, it's not this, it's not that. They can't get the marketing right, they can't get the player base right, they can't get anything else right. And the main thing that obviously needs to happen from that point of view is if they can invest in tools like yourself or a photographer or somebody who knows how to do graphic design. I mean, some of the logos are absolute dog. And then people are, if somebody can't get a logo right, how the hell am I supposed to trust them with my safety on the day? How am I supposed to trust that they can get chrono right?
So
You know
I
what
do
I mean?
all
It's
my
very
drone
simple.
stuff. I do in my free time, and there's a site quite close to me. It's a new site. Probably people probably haven't even heard of it. Who has been? I've got to be careful what I say now. They've been struggling to get the players on site. It's got potential. So I've driven an hour journey to the site on my day off when the site is closed. No one's even on site. I've situated myself on a public road, sent the drone over to the site, started filming for a free promotional video, which could cost someone at least £100 in today if you're asking for a proper professional, for example. Then the site owner came out of their house moaning at me because I flew my drone over the house, winding their dogs up. Okay. To film the site. I explained, I was there to, help them out to create a video. Well, you can't do that. You flew over private property. I'm thinking, I'm not on your private property. Well, your drone is. I went, no, it's in the airspace which you don't own. So I don't quite understand what the issue is, especially when I'm trying to help you. Oh, it's winding my dogs up. I went, it's miles up in the air. I can't even hear it from where I am. So I doubt your dogs can. So I think that's just a bit of an excuse.
So he wasn't aware that you were going.
No. But
Okay. It's a
they
different
turned
story.
to me, you didn't let us know. And I don't, technically, I don't need to tell anyone where I'm from a drone. I could be quite happily in the area just flying around luxury. But I thought I was in the air anyway. I thought I'll swing by. I'll just give up helping some people these days.
Go back to drones. I watch a lot of that. Well, I don't know why it gets shoved in my feed. Those DJ, have you seen those audit channels where they fly drones over premises and stuff? I think it winds me up because people are scared of the unknown, and if things aren't presented to them beforehand, I think people do get a little bit wary with it. I think communication is key with that, especially the next generation or the generation above. They don't understand it, and they don't get it, and they don't like change, and they don't like new, especially where I can imagine the part of the world that you're from. I don't think they like change too much. So I think, yeah, I can kind of see where they're coming from there, especially if they were, I don't know, do they even know who you are?
Yeah, they knew who I am. I tried politely explaining to them, the rules and regulations around it all.
Yeah.
And I even had my phone up showing that what I was saying wasn't bullshit, but they're having none of it. I thought, okay, well, I've tried helping you. I have offered my help to you guys before. You've turned around to me and you said, yeah, any help will be fantastic. That's what they turned around and said to me. Any help will be fantastic, they said. So I thought, I'll go around, I'll do they would have been my first ever Airsoft reveal video. They would have. If people look at my videos,
Did you actually get a footage off it?
Well, I did, but I thought, well, I'm going to delete that. Sod you. I could have just gone home and sent it to them anyway. I thought
You know what you should have done? You know what you should have done? You shouldn't have posted it. You should have just edited it and gone, look, sorry if it scares you a little bit, and it wound your dogs up, but look what I've captured, and I'm giving you full free commercial usage of this. Go off and use it, and then that would have literally just changed the game for them moving forward. But yeah, I think it's one of those. It's one of those things. You can't please everybody.
Shout outs to Dan. He's been amazing. Hasmin, just exact same. Love her to bits. My amazing partner who I met at Airsoft, who shot me on the day when I met her. I won't forgive her.
The day when I came in?
Or the day, yeah.
Oh, no. Hang on a minute. Is she there?
She is here, yeah.
Okay, come on, say hello. Hi. Oh, there you go. We've got an extra guest now. There you go. Cool. There you go. That's an even better shout out. You get an appearance on there as well.
I met her at Ambush Airsoft when I was marshalling, and she decided to shoot me point blank in the area which shouldn't be shot. And then we hit off. Then we got engaged at Ambush Airsoft as well.
Oh, who said that green shots aren't positive?
I've now got to hide all my fucking mags in the house because I'm scared to death of her finding them.
What's wrong with that? Listen, know what they say? Know what they say? Those that airsoft together stay together.
No,
I don't know if that's the thing.
I was in my dark spot when I played Airsoft, and obviously I met Aria then, and she kind of pulled me out of that hole.
Yeah.
So yeah, hats off to her. And shout outs to all the people I played Airsoft with. I love everyone to bits.
Cool. Perfect. Yeah, I'm going weekly shout outs other than hi to everybody that's joined in the debate online over the last couple of days. Please, if you enjoy watching the podcast, or if you don't, please get involved with the comments. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button that will appear here. Can't see myself on the screen, but it'll be here somewhere. Hit that subscribe button. Again, thank you very much to our podcast sponsor for Series 2, which is Definitely Airsoft. Check them out online. There'll be an advert for including this. Just gives them their shouts that they need. Give JJ a follow on Instagram, Callsign Anonymous. If you need some patches, hit him up. He is really, really good. And normally he's quick, unless it's me. Yeah, just give him a shout out. And again, please keep flying the good ship Airsoft, because again, it's a sport that we all love. It's the hobby that we all love. And yeah, let's sort of keep sailing on the good ship. I will be back next week with another amazing guest. It'll be somebody who has already let me down twice this season. But hopefully, he's promised me that he'll get on next week. So it's always pretty good. But we can live in hope. And again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next week.
It's a
different
hard one.
things
I
like
think to myself now, I said, was I in the right? Was I in the wrong? And thinking, well, I wasn't actually doing anything wrong. I was kind of,
I
they
think
asked for my help. I was trying to help them. So what's the issue? To the point where I'm constantly always upgrading my knowledge with the drones. If I wanted to, I could quite happily go into auditing quite easily and know all the laws, all the regulations.
oh, please don't do that. They wind me up. They
I
wind
won't
me
do
up.
it
Something
because I can't
rotten
be
them
dealing
audit
with
videos.
the backlash of it all.
I don't actually see what, if you're an auditor and you're doing these audit videos, I genuinely don't get what you're getting out of it other than just winding people up whatsoever. I don't get it.
I've noticed a flaw because I've just done my SAA license, and on my course there was a bit about drones. And in the course they teach you about drones over 250 grams. You can't fly over da-da-da, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I said to the course person, I says, so where's the bit about the subcategory 250 gram drones? He went, what do you mean? I went, well, you're teaching SAA operators to challenge drone users to not fly over certain areas when technically they can do what they like with a subcategory 250 drone. So what you're teaching is incorrect. And you're providing knowledge which is causing more conflict.
Yeah,
And he's like,
yeah,
I agree.
This is my viewpoint on it. My viewpoint on it is, yes, it may very well be legal in the new grand scheme of it's a new law. Drones are very, very new into the world. So until there's some test cases put out there, the difference between what is right and what is pointless and what isn't and what is legally right is a different thing. Like what somebody's going to get by flying, like he does that DJI audit is a lot local to here, and there's a cornflake factory not far. He's trying to fly it over there. Like, what is he hoping to gain from that? Is absolutely null to none. Like, there could be anything in there. I don't know. I just find it really, really strange, especially when they're getting quite obnoxious with people, and people don't handle them very well. I'd handle it differently if they came here, but
that day when I went and filmed that site, I wasn't going there to cause issues. I was literally, I'm quite a laid back guy, Simon, as you're probably aware. You know, I try and help people as best I can. I don't go out there to see conflict. I can't be dealing with conflict. So in my eyes, what I did to that day was I feel correct. There probably be some people watching this now going, no, you're not. But with my knowledge and understanding with the drone things, I feel I was in the right and correct in what I was doing. So if there's anyone watching now who feel I wasn't, then I apologise.
I think a lot of it is context. If you've been welcome to go and help, and obviously the full description of how and why, how that was going to take place wasn't possibly documented, then I think that's slightly different. But if it was you just completely doing it for your own back and it's unwanted or unawares to them, then that's a different story. And it's one of those people. It comes back to people don't like things they're unaware of, and I think this also comes back to where people do or don't understand certain things in airsoft, and they don't like things they don't understand, which comes back to HPA and AG and blah 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 blah. So yeah, we'll kind of go from there. Right, let's move away from drones and audits and things like that. But I've got a personal request: please don't go into auditing. Please,
no, don't bother, mate.
Please don't. Right,
I'm not
good.
interested.
Glad
And again,
clarified that.
like I said, I can't be dealing with the drama, so I'd rather just do what I'm doing.
That's literally all it is. It's drama. It's like they do it for the confrontation, and what they're looking for is they're looking for, the
amount of times I was prepared the amount of times I was prepared to leave the airsoft community due to drama, I can't even count on my two hands. I need more fingers and thumbs.
I will tell you now. Whatever you do as a hobby, whether you're doing in Tiddlywinks, Warcraft, whatever, there will be drama because there will be people in it who do drama. I've played cricket most of my life. There's always drama in that, and it's just clash of personalities. What drama comes from is the fact that people seem to think that unless somebody 100% agrees with everything that you have to say on every single topic, you have to have an instant dislike or not like of them. At the end of the day, you can have people who align on 75% of things, but the other 25% they've got polar opposite things. Doesn't mean that you don't have to agree with everything. It's just life. We're all got different needs, wants, values, points of views. Just get on with this. Freedom of speech allows us to share our views, and if people don't agree with what you've got to say, what I've got to say, any of the guests got to say, they're allowed to share their opinions on it. They just don't get the right to abuse people for having those opinions, or instantly then drive a wedge between other people. It's like, it's dead simple. That's just that's the way of the world and how it works moving forward. Right. Let's go on to something more, slightly more positive, shall we? Quick fire round. This will be divisive, but we'll kind of go from there. So, you ready for quick fire round? Quick fire round. Okay, cool. Again, for those of you that don't watch the pod or it's his first time, the quick fire round is completely random. A lot of the time, it is completely dependent on the answers that are given from the previous question. And then obviously we kind of go from there. It's literally just a little bit of fun, nothing scripted, nothing commercially biased in any shape or form. It's just literally there just for a little bit of laugh and a giggle and kind of go from there. It's slightly different because it's the first time I've run the quick fire with somebody outside of the Hellish Chicken Squad. So let's see how this goes. Right, let's start with a nice, easy one. AEG or HPA?
AEG, 100%.
Okay. We're going to go CQB or Woodland.
Woodland.
Okay. Sidearm or primary.
I'm more of a primary.
Okay. Plate carrier or just standard rig.
Plate carrier.
Okay. Redacted or ghost.
Okay, no.
Why? You got to give me an answer. Nobody's going to hate you for it. Come on.
I love them both to bits, Redacted and Ghost.
Pick one. Come on.
Ghost when he's doing his squat videos. There we go.
And that's it. Yeah. Okay. Ghosty. Good. Okay. Perfect. Dan or Hasmi.
Love them both, Dan.
Okay. Pictures or videos.
Oh, pictures.
Yeah. Stitch patch or rubber patch. And finally, speed soft or.
My love to them both. Again, Milson.
All right, okay, I'll let you off. Cool. That's it. That's quick fire. Good doing that. I think you handled the Redacted and Ghost one. I'm quite lucky. I'm the host. I don't get to get asked that question, so it's fine. I can remain completely unanimous on the situation and stay drama free.
Fucking rigged.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Well, you got the right question right. You went plate carry, which is a pleased you at no end. Okay, cool. Right, before we go, and we kind of start looking to wrap up the show. And obviously, any questions for me? Anything you've always wanted to ask? Or I know you're not allowed to ask my opinions on the other ambassadors. So,
Your favourite site?
my favourite site. I've got two because it comes back to CQB and Woodland. My favourite CQB site would be. I'm going to go Outpost. I play there the most. I always have an enjoyable day. So that's Urban CQB. And then my best Woodland site. Right, established one is 6 mil. But there's one that's I've gotten a bit of a tugging on the heartstrings a little bit at the minute. Template, new size. They're really putting a lot of time and effort into it. Yeah, that'll be a very good, mature Woodland site with their Sundo. Yeah, they're my favourite sites and stuff. Any other questions? You can ask me like open-ended ones. It doesn't have to be quick fire.
What male airsoft inspires you the most?
Male Airsofter. Inspires me. When I first started looking at it, Dutch the Hooligan was very much my kind of poster boy, but I really appreciated his game style and the way he played. Mixture of aggression but poise at the same time, and he didn't stand for any shit. If he saw something that was wrong, 9 times out of 10, because there's never any marshal there, he would tell people. I think there's a difference between sheep calling and pointing out somebody from an educational point of view as they've got something right or wrong, or what is right or wrong from that view. So Dutch the Hooligan, it's a shame he doesn't actually make content anymore, but I always thought it was pretty cool from that. UK-based one, probably Nico, and that's purely because both Stokies through and through. I didn't actually realise he was a Stokey until Weird One. He posted a story of him on his haircut, and I was like, are you in my box in Longton? He was like, yeah. It's like, no way, you're a Stokey. So spotted it because of the job sense in the background. So I was like, yeah, cool, nice one. Yeah, Nico, from that point of view, again, I think, yeah, tries to stay drama free, tongue in cheek, very, very skillful. Nico.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to ask. PVC or embroidered? Especially when you want favours from me. So think carefully.
Right, okay. Well, I'll give you the proper answer on this one. And again, I'm not doing quick fire, so you'll get my context. Right. So when we first started Headless Chicken Squad, we had these rubber PVC patches done, and because I designed them, and obviously it was my kind of first thing, and we've announced that we're never going to do them again. Rubber PVC will always be my heart affiliation sort of patch.
Yeah.
So special edition never be done. Now, the fact that the personalisation, for as we discussed before, it would be embroidered patching from that point of view, and I love the ID panel stuff because it's good because you can get everything on it that you actually need. So that's the way that I look at it. And for those of you that would like a shameless plug, our man here, there you go. Those are the little embroidered patches that he does with self-promotion for our man JJ. So yeah, so that's that one really. And then right, final one. Quick question. I think you kind of touched on the toxicity, but I'm sick of people saying toxicity is the answer because I really don't think that is the answer. What's the one thing you reckon you could change? One thing you could change about Airsoft that would make it better? You know, I talk about toxicity.
People
or drama.
Just people supporting everyone, no matter who they are, what they are. Personally,
Yeah, cool.
No
So
matter-
get rid of agendas and all. Let's just worry about Airsoft being thing. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm liking that. Cool, I like that. Cool. Any shout outs you want to give out before we wrap up?
Hey, thanks for watching, and you probably noticed that this season is brought to you in conjunction with DEFCON Airsoft, based in Stoke-on-Trent, one of the largest online retailers of airsoft products in the UK, also stocking Tokyo Marine, Wolverine Airsoft, and all leading brands. We've been working in the background to try and bring something and work alongside DEFCON, given they are probably our localist or most local airsoft retailer. And it's great to actually be working alongside them. So if you've not heard of DEFCON before, or you're looking for something new, please head over to their website or find on their social medias and check out what amazing offers they have at the moment. Again, thanks for watching and tuning in for season 2. If you're not currently subscribed or you've not been taking part, please show your kind of love or non-love. You might disagree with what we're saying. Get up in the comment section, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and kind of share the love and join the good ship Airsoft.
Cool. Any shout outs you want to give out before we wrap up the pod?
Shout outs to Dan. He's been amazing. Hasmin, exact same, love her to bits. My amazing partner who I met at Airsoft, who shot me on the day when I met her. I won't forgive her.
The day when I came there.
Well, the day, yeah.
Oh, no. Hang on a minute. Is she there?
She is here, yeah.
Okay, come on, say hello. Hi. Oh, there you go. We've got an extra guest now. There you go. Cool. There you go. That's an even better shout out. You get an appearance on there as well.
I met her at Ambush Airsoft when I was marshalling, and she decided to shoot me point blank in the fucking area which shouldn't be shot. And we hit off. Then we got engaged at Ambush Airsoft as well. So,
cool. Who said that green shots aren't positive?
I've now got to hide all my fucking mags in the house because I'm scared to death of her finding them.
Nothing wrong with that. Listen, you know what they say? Those that airsoft together stay together.
No,
I don't know if
love
that's the thing.
You know, I was in my dark spot when I played Airsoft, and obviously I met Aria then, and she kind of pulled me out of that hole.
Yeah.
So yeah, hats off to her. And shout outs to all the people I've played Airsoft with. You know, I love everyone to bit.
Cool, perfect. So, yeah, I'm going weekly shout outs other than hi to everybody that's joined in the
the debate online over the last couple of days. Please, 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 if you enjoy watching the podcast, or if you don't, please get involved with the comments. Please hit the like button, hit that subscribe button that will appear here. I can't see myself on the screen, but it'll be here somewhere. Hit that subscribe button. Again, thank you very much to our podcast sponsor for Series 2, which is DEFCON Airsoft. Check them out online. There'll be an advert precluding this, which gives them their shout that they need. Give JJ a follow on Instagram, Callsign Anonymous. If you need some patches, hit him up. He is really, really good, and normally he's quick, unless it's me. And yeah, just give him a shout out. And again, please, 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 keep flying the good ship Airsoft, because again, it's a sport that we all love. It's the hobby that we all love. And yeah, let's all just keep sailing on the good ships. I will be back next week with another amazing guest. It'll be somebody who has already let me down twice this season, but hopefully he's promised me that he'll get on next week. So it's always pretty good, but we can live in hope. And again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next week.